Hey, what's up? It's Jade, and welcome back to the channel. So, before I get into how I almost lost the plot of 2.2 story, can we appreciate Cochina's character design, please? One, it's given fairy elf that lives in a pretty tree house somewhere in Rinascita, even though obviously there's no tree houses in this region, which pretty sad. But I love her character design. I love her red hair. Her red hair and her antlers really stand out to me as far as her character design is concerned to me. But you want to know, you know how like when Rover and Cochina are talking, well, Cochina's talking to Rover and telling Rover about Cancerella and whatnot, and then all of a sudden, Cancerella's butler, I think his name was Sebastian. I think he was Sebastian. I'm not quite sure on that one. But like he comes out of nowhere and he's like, the lady of the house would like to meet you. And I'm just like in my head, I'm okay, as I'm watching it play out, I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. Like we're gonna meet Cancerella. But then I'm just like, where the hell did this old man come from? Like he really snuck up on Rover and Cochina. And I'm just like, you know what? Touche. Touche, Butler. Touche. Okay, right here, guys, is where I almost lost the plot. Actually, it wasn't even a screenshot right here. Unfortunately, I don't have a screenshot of it, but it's the scene where Cantarella is like about to like ascend from the stairs and like come down to meet you as she's introducing herself. That was what almost got me for the plot. I almost lost the plot while we was even in Redicina, what we was even doing. I almost forgot the plot for a brief moment, which was really trifling on my behind. But I also like low key blame Kuro Games because they know what they were doing with all this gooner bait when it came to Cantarella. They knew what they were doing. But yeah, this scene right here too almost lost the part. Yup. And then the next scene, the next screenshot, guys. This right here. Girl team, y'all know what y'all were doing right here, guys. Y'all know exactly what y'all were doing. Guys, don't y'all look at it. Y'all see how they have the camera angled? Like, okay, if nobody hasn't played through 2.2 story, I'm sorry for the spoiler and whatnot. If you play by 2.2, you probably feel the same way I did. But you see how they angled the camera on her while she's sitting down talking to Rover and everything. They're having a nice conversation or they're having a silver conversation. She got her legs crossed and everything. But you see how like they angled the camera and how they made sure that you see that her stocking is cutting off the circulation on her thigh. Y'all see that? Yes. I probably should have been paying that close attention, y'all, but unfortunately, I did. Sorry, I have ADHD, so I notice stuff, okay? We're gonna skip ahead to like almost like done with the story. I'm not gonna lie, I almost crashed out during this part of the story, guys, because I thought that Cartefia was gonna die. She was gonna die and not come back. But see, I was being impatient, and then yeah, let's just say I was wrong. I should have just allowed the story to play out before I got in my feelings. But see, that happens to me when I get drawn into a nice story or a nice plot, whether it's a video game or a book. I always assume sometimes that the character that I really enjoy and like is going to die. But then, like, obviously, they don't end up dying. And I think I still, have PTSD from a few years ago when in Destiny 2 they had the audacity to kill a K6 character. I think that's why I had PTSD during this scene right here. Because I thought the same thing was gonna have to happen to Cartefia, but unfortunately it didn't. So I was good. This screenshot right here was one of my favorite scenes, had to be like one of my top five favorite scenes of 2.2 right here. Because one, I was low key salty, but I like the cut. I like the costume design and everything. Kuro Games did a real good job on the character design. But what also low key made me salty, grabbing the screenshot, is the fact it reminded me that I lost my Cartefia 50/50. I lost the 50/50 on her banner. You freaking Ling Ling. I am so salty. That boy is freaking S2, man. S2, and I couldn't even get a Cartefia. I am still low-key salty about that. But I'm glad I was able to grab the screenshot. So that warms my heart. I was able to get the screenshot. And this is the last screenshot I will be discussing in my video. So as I'm watching this scene and Rover, is caught Cartefia and everything. And as you can see, she's alive right here. She, not dead or anything, like I thought a few minutes ago. I thought she was gonna be. But as I'm watching this scene and Rover is holding on to Cartefia and everything, I'm just like, damn, Shorekeeper. Like Shorekeeper is black at the Black Shores, probably worried about Rover, probably wondering why she ain't got no type of phone calls from Rover and everything. And I bet you anything, Shorekeeper has probably got phone calls, emails, text messages, photos, video evidence of Rover just interacting with all types of all these women throughout Rinascita. She probably like, because we already know that Shorekeeper has put a claim on Rover. It was very obvious. It was very obvious before you go to Rinascita that Shorekeeper has very deep feelings about Rover. It's very obvious. Do you think who do you think of all the women so far that Rover has met and Rinascita, who Shorekeeper be mad about? Me personally, I think she would be more pissed about Carletta and Cantarella because them two, they came on real strong with Rover, like super strong. Like they came on strong in a very respectful way, but it's like it's obvious it's obvious. But I'm just like Rover just got a roster of all these women out here, while some dudes out here can't even get one girl on a roster. That sounded shady, huh? My bad. So if you played through 2.2 story and you got back into the game like me, how do you think about the story so far? And also, did you almost lose the plot like I did to Cantarella? I hope you guys just joined my rambling about 2.2. I know I really didn't necessarily talk about 2.2 because I didn't want to give spoilers to the story. Obviously, I mean there are spoilers in here, so I will be putting a spoilers disclaimer at the beginning of my video. So if you guys made it to the end of the video, please comment down below how you feel about 2.2, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.